Genesis chapter 13 and 15. God's promise to Abraham. As soon as Lot and all of his family and his herdsmen had left, God spoke to Abraham again. Slowly, surely. Abraham was surrounded by the presence of God, and inside himself he could hear his voice ringing out so clearly.
Look up and see. Look to the north. Look to the south. Look to the east. Look to the west. Everything that you can see, I will give to you and to your children and to your children's children. Your descendants will be like the dust upon the earth. When people succeed in counting every speck of that dust, they will have counted your descendants too.
Abraham looked at his feet and the dust on his sandals, and he could not even count those tiny spots.
Go on then,
said God.
Walk through the whole land, up and down, back and forth. I am giving it all to you and your descendants.
So Abraham journeyed on, and finally he settled near the oak trees of Mamre. Sarah and Abraham lived there for several years, but Sarah secretly wondered about all that was happening. They had a new land. Their flocks were increasing. Their men servants and maid servants were having more children, but still, Sarah had no son. One day, God came to Abraham in a vision. Abraham heard his words ringing in the air.
Do not be afraid, Abraham.
The voice was strong, commanding him to obey, urging him to keep on trusting, even though he struggled so hard. Sometimes Abraham felt he was just hanging on to hope, year after year. Still, there was no child.
Do not be afraid,
said the voice.
I am your shield, and I will give you a very great reward.
But Abraham replied,
Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I am still childless?
He bowed his head to the ground and said,
I have no son. There is no son to inherit my lands, my possessions. My only successor is my servant Eliezer.
The presence of God surrounded him. It enfolded him and soothed his pain.
Abraham, this man will not be your heir. No, your heir will come from your own body. You will have a son.
Abraham felt God leading him from his tent. Far above, the night sky was brilliant with stars stretching on forever without number in the heavens.
Can you count all these?
God said. Abraham shook his head in sheer amazement.
If you could count them all, then you would know the number of your own descendants who will one day walk the earth.
Abraham believed everything that God had said, and because of this, God delighted in his trust. He looked upon Abraham as truly a righteous man.